the president will be making a last-minute pitch to keep that seat in Democratic hands later this afternoon. So the man who was at the center of some controversy over that seat, the former Democratic governor of Illinois, Rod Blagojevich, joins us right now. Governor, good to have you.
Hi, Neil. How are you?
I'm fine, sir. How dicey is this seat right now, if you had to handicap it?
Well, you know, I think what will happen here in Illinois on Tuesday will likely be what's going to happen across the country. Right now, I think it's pretty clear, and let me preface this by saying, Neil, if you're taking my prognostications, I want to give you a disclaimer. I picked the Dallas Cowboys to win the Super Bowl. They're 1-5 right now. But right now, I feel that, generally speaking, if history's a guide, these are tough economic times. Average, ordinary people are hurting financially. The change in hope that was promised to the American people 2 years ago, nothing has changed, and there's less hope now. If you had to bet, my general prediction across the country is that the change vote will come out, and President Obama's goal and my fellow Democrats' goal, I think, is to keep the football metaphor going. It's the 2 minutes left in the football game, and they got to try to score some points and cut the deficit. I think we're behind in a lot of places. I think we have a chance to win Illinois, and the president will be here supporting the Democratic nominee. But this, I think, likely will be a pretty good night for the Republicans on Tuesday.
But does that help or hurt the Democratic nominee? You know, the argument, Governor, is the time the president comes out to campaign for anyone in his party that kind of goes down to defeat. I mean, is it a mixed blessing or what?
No, I think it's important for the for President Obama to energize the Democratic base. And the big challenge for Democrats in off-year elections, and a big challenge for Democrats running across the country, because they're not Obama, they don't have the skills that Obama has. President Obama was able to generate a lot of support from young voters. That's not likely to happen on Tuesday. They're not going to come out and vote like they did in 2008. The African-American community was obviously historically energized. First African-American president. I don't know that the turnout will be anywhere near what it was in 2008. So
well,
I think President Obama...
Well, then if you're right, Governor, and you're pretty good at handpicking this thing, I mean, that's not a good night for Democrats. And I'm wondering whether that's the president's fault, the leadership's fault. They screwed up their priorities. They ramped stuff through what? What do you think happened? What did the president do wrong?
I think there's a couple of factors. First and foremost, there are large economic forces out there that still exist, that were there 2 years ago, that still exist. The Democrats, controlling the two branches of government, the executive and legislative branch, didn't deliver on the promises they made to the people yet. It's not over. We still can do it. The health care plan, for example, is a classic case of the special interest getting a hold of it, and nobody's really happy with the end result. The fact of the matter is, if you're a woman with breast cancer and you've been diagnosed with breast cancer and you're a single mom working for $45,000 a year with 2 kids, and you don't have insurance because the small company that hires you can't afford it, you have to wait until 2014 to get that pre-existing coverage so that you can afford health insurance. And for her, in that particular case,
but it's obviously not registering. It's not registering, is it?
I don't know that the American people, average ordinary people, have felt the results or the effects of the policies of the Democrats over the last 2 years. And the result of that, I think, is because they compromise too much on the things that Democrats stand for. You won't like when I say this, but I think Nancy Pelosi was right about the health care bill. Harry Reid and the Democrats watered it down. Obama didn't give the push that was necessary in the beginning.
So you argue it's not a matter of them doing... That's interesting. So you argue it wasn't a matter of them doing too much, but not enough.
I don't think the Democrats stuck to their principles. When they sold out the public option, for example, you're not doing the things you promised the American people.
Let me ask you, Rahm Emanuel running for mayor of Chicago, likely, what do you make of that?
Well, Rahm Emanuel knows how to get things done. Rahm Emanuel knows how to play the inside game of politics. He's raised already $8 million for his race for mayor. He's already in the process of clearing the field. I think he's a very formidable candidate, a very capable guy.
Have you met with him since he's come back?
No, Rahm Emanuel will be a central figure in my case as we move forward. Rahm and I talked extensively, as he did with my chief of staff, about a political deal that would have been good for people. 500,000 jobs, health care for up to 300,000.
But in other words, the governor, you've not talked to him.
No, I've not.
And you've not talked to either the president or anyone else in the administration of late?
No, I've not, Neil.
I see. You know, Donald Trump and you made a great appearance on The Apprentice. When I had him on, Governor, not too long ago, he was entertaining running for the White House. I want you to listen to this and then get your reaction.
Okay.
Are you entertaining it?
I was thinking about it. I am thinking about it a little bit. It's not something I want to do. But this country, our great country, is in serious trouble.
All right, Governor. Donald Trump, President Trump, what do you think?
Well, two things we know for sure. He can finance his own campaign, and if he's not happy with the cabinet, he'll fire them. No, I think Donald Trump's a very capable, obviously very successful, hugely successful person. He has strong opinions. He's a strong person. I don't know what his positions are, so I don't preach whether he'd be the kind of candidate that, that might win or not. But I think he has a voice, and, he's the kind of guy who will get hurt if he actually decides to do something like that.
All right, Governor, a pleasure. Thank you for taking the time. Rahm Blagojevich, the former governor of Illinois, just to bring you up to date where we are. We're at the corner right outside our